Reseller Clickbait Podcast, episode 43.
Reseller Clickbait Podcast episode
Podcast?
almost. Let me start that over.
Okay.
Reseller Clickbait Podcast episode almost 50. What
Yes.
Sonia tells me all the time, you're almost 50.
You're personally almost 50.
I'm
okay.
personally, yeah. I'm
Okay.
older than this podcast has episodes. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Sonia always asks me, you're almost 50.
Oh man. She is
So
she excited about that or shit?
No, not at all.
That doesn't sound positive. I'm positive though. Right now, I am excited. The big news earlier in the week, Jimmy.
Oh, congratulations, by the way.
On what?
I don't know. You said you got big news on.
Oh, well, not me. Everybody. Well, yeah, not me personally, but everybody in the reseller community.
We got a big announcement for this show. It's huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, we do?
Yeah, we do.
We should have more meetings, actually, apparently, because
you have big news. I have a big announcement. Neither one of us know what the heck we're talking about. No, that's just for the thumbnail. We're stealing John Cincinnati Picker's big announcement. And we're using it in the thumbnail. So we have a big announcement that we are going to be somewhere. Where are we going to be?
Yes, we are going to be at the newly announced Reseller Rally.
Yes.
Coming up in September.
Coming up way out in September.
Yes, like many moons from now.
Seems like it's forever away.
It does, but it'll get here quick. It won't get here quicker than the Trash to Cash Vegas Bash, which is in April.
You talk about eclipsing and a big shadow over an event. That's not even exciting anymore.
Oh, I'm super. I'm whooped up about everything.
Wait, what? You're what?
I'm whooped up. I'm whooped up.
What is that a thing? I've never heard of whooped up.
It is. It's a thing that how I get.
Isn't that like
what? Do you have an echo?
Do I?
No. Well, I'm asking you because I can hear an echo.
I don't hear an echo.
Okay.
You guys that are listening hear an echo? Let us know. This podcast might be awful. I mean, what I mean might be. This podcast is awful.
This is guaranteed. It's gonna be guaranteed to be awful.
It's just going to be that much less.
We're already off and running with the awfulness. No, okay. So wait, what were Reseller Rally? That's what we're talking about. Reseller Rally.
Yeah,
coming up in September with John, Cincinnati Picker, Pete Craigslist Hunter, and Kevin. This time, Kevin Commonwealth.
Talk about almost 50.
Yeah. he has they announced Reseller Rally, which was like the last event in 2021. Well, it was the Reseller Rally 2020 that was actually held in 2021 because of all of the pandemic and everything. Just a great event. Super excited. We've talked about that, but we had started making plans. Okay, so for the April meetup
has happened
in Vegas, and then we were talking FlipCon, which actually coincided at the same time with Route 30 sales. And then
if he's gonna say it right,
Boss Reseller Remix. Did I get it right?
You did.
The Boss Reseller Remix. See, I was reprimanded last time. I wasn't just reprimanded. I was reprimanded.
I let it go about 15 times of you calling it the Boss Reseller Mix. I probably let you say that 15 times before I was finally like, nope, I just can't let him be that old guy much longer that can't get name of something right.
We had all those plans in the works. We were trying to, do stuff. We got actually we're solid here with the Trash Cash Vegas Bash. Got plane tickets are booked. Got a room booked.
Yep.
Got the tickets for the show. See, I got all my stuff printed out here.
We're headlining.
We are,
as the live podcast is headlining the event
at most of all of the events. But now that they've kind of thrown in the Reseller Rally in September, it's like, going to do FlipCon in August, Reseller Rally in September, Remix in October. That's
And then
number
the
one, a bigger
highway sales
expense,
are
and
right in early August too, the highway sales.
that's right. And
So,
it's
what Ken is trying to say is I've
127.
canceled everything. I've canceled everything.
Jimmy is going no place.
I'm not going to FlipCon.
You're not okay.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to No, I'll go to the Remix still. I'm not going to
yeah,
FlipCon, and I'm probably will still go to 127/Highway 30 sale up in, but I'll go to Ohio instead of
yeah,
Tennessee.
yeah. We've been working out that. I am also foregoing, I think, FlipCon because it's right in that time. And the reseller rally, I saved a ton of money with that one announcement because
Thanks,
reseller
John.
rally.
We appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate the extra revenue in my pocket, or not really revenue, but the extra money in my
Less
pocket
spending.
with the travel plans because reseller rally is in my home state.
Yep.
It's like 2.5, maybe 3 hours
We call that
drive.
not fair where I'm at.
And well, that's true when you're way out west in the mountain time zone. It everything happens out east, Jimmy. Everything cool.
Thanks for reminding me.
Ex-
Even
I,
the Vegas trip, I can't just drive. I mean, I can, but it's like a 14-hour
yeah,
drive, so I got to fly for that too.
but so yeah, it's still
I'm complaining right here, folks.
because
I
we
need
had
a
talked about
motivational. I need a motivational.
an uplifting. Well, I figured you'd be motivated, Jimmy. We talked about that last week with
Hey,
that you don't like the motivational like speeches, the
at all.
Monday motivation, the little videos and stuff that people put out, the
It's
little,
been
the cat hanging from the
misconstrued.
tree.
Is that the right word?
Well, I don't know. You actually said it live. I do not like, or do I need
No, I don't
motivational?
need them.
Okay.
What I said is, and
Yes.
Sonia kind of, I will go into, people have been, it's been some fun. People have been having fun with me, and I really enjoy that.
Okay.
I enjoy that a lot. But I did say I don't need it at all. Like I've never been one that needs that uplifting,
Okay.
motivational poster or speech or whatever or saying
Yeah.
what I don't enjoy is
Yes.
that everyone thinks that
Uh-huh.
they are a motivational, and my
Okay.
Instagram, my everything is just full of, like, I'm over motivated every day because and I'm just gonna get beat up even more right now for saying that. But that's the part I don't enjoy.
Okay. The
Now there's
the
some
part
that are really good, and there's
yes.
some that are worth
Okay. So
putting some thought into,
here's the part of the show where Jimmy backpedals from last week,
but I
trying
still
to
don't need them. I still don't,
trying to
when I
curry
read them,
favor with the audience.
if I read one like that,
Let's
oh,
listen.
that's good for someone that's needs a lift up, but I don't need it.
Okay. Okay. Because you're positive all the time. And no, Ed, he's not, folks, because right before the show, Jimmy's like, "Ah, see, now I'm in a friggin' bad mood. And I'm not,
I am in a
let's just
bad mood.
do. And then it's like a
I don't
switch.
need
I was like, Reseller Clickbait Podcast, episode 43. Hey, Ken,
Yeah,
let's
but I don't need
Jimmy's
a motivational pickup.
he
I
did
need an Ozzy Osbourne record. This is what I need.
that's
I don't need any kind of
because
motivational pickup or speech. I just need a
is that what
missing
you do?
Ozzy
Jam some
Osbourne
Oz?
record.
Oh,
No,
it's missing. You weren't gonna listen to
I
it.
sold a record and we can't find it to ship it. So that's the problem. I don't need
That'll drag you down.
I don't need a cat hanging from a limb.
Hey,
I need
that's crazy, but that's how it goes. Huh? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Like
that's a good one.
yeah.
You should actually turn
Although
that into a motivational poster.
I should. Crazy. Have, Ozzy on there and so you were getting you've been getting bashed
Yeah, a
for
couple
your comments?
people have been just having fun with me on it. Like
Okay.
people that I appreciate you that listen and pay attention to what we're talking about on this podcast. That's for starters.
Uh-huh.
But like Danica Lady Luck Junk sent me a message and she was holding a coffee mug.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember exactly what said, and I can't go back to the video because the videos leave on Instagram after you watch them or whatever.
Yeah.
But it said something like that. Like, I don't need motivation, I need caffeine. Is what the
Okay.
mug said. And she's holding it real close to the camera, just kind of messing with me. But then she messaged me, but if I remember right, you don't even like coffee, so like you
Yeah.
don't need either of these. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't like coffee, so I don't really. But I drink Pepsi, that has caffeine.
Okay. There you go.
And then today I got in the mail. I got this box right here.
Okay. Oh, you got
a
fan mail
from Grams and Pops Vintage.
Okay.
Or as
Corey
I
and
like to call them, the
Teresa.
mamas and the papas, because I get that name.
Yes.
It had a letter. It came with these motivational rocks. These are
motivational rocks.
Yeah, they're like mystical rocks that will bring you good luck everywhere you take them and success and everything. They actually were given to them by Tony Robbins.
Really?
Because they're big into that motivational stuff. So yeah, they sent me these. Oh, and then it said at the end, it said, "No, I'm just kidding. These are for those people that think they know what's going to happen and predict the future. You throw these at them, and then when it hits them, you ask them how come they didn't see that coming." So yeah, that's fun. I mean, I had fun with that.
You got some. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So and we'll be seeing them in Vegas, Corey and
Teresa.
Yeah, I was close. I wasn't. Yeah, we'll be seeing them in Vegas.
The mamas and the papas.
The mamas and the papas.
Yeah, sorry, and we'll also be seeing them in Cincinnati.
Oh, they'll be in Cincinnati too.
I seen a Instagram post the other day. They got their tickets for that too. So they might. So after Vegas, they might know whether to steer around you, not me, of course, because I also got some fan mail, Jimmy.
You don't have fans. Don't be. Here we go.
Right here.
Sent that to himself.
I did not, because
the hype. Look at that.
There's a note in here. There's a note. It did come anonymously. Anonymously. How do you say anonymously? There you go. I think that's right.
I saw a Sharpie. What's this? I see you got your it came with Sharpie so you can autograph.
That's what
headshots.
So, and the note says, well, actually, somebody's not really excited about seeing Ken. They're apparently excited about seeing the DOG, Delusions of Grand. The little note says, a gift for you to sign your headshots in Vegas. Can't wait for the DOG from a fan.
Dang.
So
man.
I got some. I got some. I'm excited about that. I have no clue who's it, but somebody
print off some of those headshots right there.
That was the most ridiculous thumbnail.
Some of those off and bring them to Vegas. For sure.
I'm going
without the fake autograph on there.
Yes, and I will sign them personally.
I want one.
With my new metallic Sharpie markers, right there. Gold. There's gold, silver, and copper.
Not that you don't already have enough nicknames and monikers or whatever. We have to give that guy in that picture a name.
Yeah, I know.
Dog? Is that who that is? Is that dog?
Well, that might be. Well, I don't know. He's pretty serious to be the DOG.
He's got that whole. He's like, what's that model movie? He's got the.
Blue Steel. What was that with Ben Stiller?
Yeah. What's the name of that movie? Dang, I can't think of it.
He was the model. Zoolander.
Yeah, he's straight from Zoolander.
Derek Zoolander.
Derek Zoolander. Yep.
Giving out some Blue Steel. But yeah, they're right down there. Apparently somebody is not going to have FOMK. Not to be confused with FOMO. My motivational sign right here, Jimmy, is the fear of missing Ken. And so somebody is going to be there. Somebody that sent me this nice gift right here. A fan.
Is that the singing bush that you have behind you?
No, this right here.
Yeah.
No, that is actually, it is a St. Patrick's Day. Like a wreath, but a square wreath that Jill made for me. Jill's been crafting here lately since like Christmas, February, and just as a kind of a release, her job is a bit stressful, and so she's been coming home at nights and just clearing her mind by doing some crafting. And this was a really cool. She gave that to me yesterday. And so it normally would hang in my living room, but I wanted to have a little backdrop there, a
I
little
won't make fun of
fun.
it then.
It's
I
it's
thought it was
very
gonna
cool.
start singing, "She'll be coming around the mountain, she go." You sing Three
Is that
Amigos,
what
right?
she'll be coming around the mountain? What is that one of the great St. Patrick's Day songs or
No,
what the
have
heck?
you seen Three Amigos?
Oh, yes, I
The
have.
Singing Bush.
Oh,
That's what it
yes.
sings, I believe.
Okay.
I might be wrong.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've
Oh,
seen
man, that's one of
the
my
Three
favorite movies.
Amigos. But
Anyway,
yeah, thank
sorry.
you to Jill for that. It's very
Yeah,
cool.
thanks, Jill.
She actually, when she came over, she had made me a Valentine's one that was hanging on the wall, like right across from a chair there where I sit. And Jimmy's looking around to see where his
I don't
decorations
I don't
are.
have one. I don't.
Jimmy does not have a personalized crafted item from Jill, but so she made me. I had to close my eyes. I was surprised. So she took down my Valentine's one and she put up this one. Then it was like
Surprise!
surprise, and it is very very cool. I like it a lot. So I wanted
Well,
to showcase that. But
I
so
took
hey,
way off
somebody
track
else
with
that
that. Sorry.
we were talking about the FOMK. I'll just do comment of the week had came from last week's show when we talked about that. It came from Lisa, the Jersey Gypsy. She said the FOMK, you guys are a riot to watch. And to which the reply was, you're feeding the ego
You
here.
are feeding the
Which,
ego. Yeah. We
hey,
can't be doing that. We can't be feeding the ego.
but apparently somebody's not as excited about seeing Ken because they did specifically say in the note to the DOG.
To the
And
DOG. And you took DOG off your name down there on the.
oh,
Hey,
I did. I got to put
names
that.
being gone. Look at.
Yes.
We officially got rid of reseller in the reseller podcast.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you made that graphic the other day when the clickbait podcast, because we don't talk about enough reselling, Jimmy. We should have
not
one
even
show
invited to the reseller rally because
we're not really resellers.
We're not welcome.
Well, I paid my money. I got see, again, let me see.
Oh
I don't
boy,
even know
he
which one it
printed
is
off the ticket
in the pile there. I've got get off.
paper tickets, huh?
Pretty soon I'm gonna need like a briefcase, because I got my airline whatever registration, got
Your
the
boarding
hotel
pass.
registration, my boarding pass. I
You're
got
gonna
the
need all your
tickets.
headshots to take with you.
I gotta get I'll need 2 briefcases because I'm planning on getting a bunch of headshots.
Okay, and the fact that you need a briefcase as well. This is the difference between me being almost 50 and Ken
being slightly
50.
over 50.
That's the difference.
So all of that to say, I'm so pumped up about the rallies, the all of the meetups that are coming up.
What do you mean all of them? All 2 of them?
Well, 2 of them right now, but
everything else.
You never know who we're going to meet up with. Like if we do the 127, I may do a little bit of something with the Route 30, inviting some folks around for that. Right. And yeah, it's I don't know, it's going to be fun. And I have not 100%. I'm going to say 90% ruled out the reseller remix and the FlipCon because of the travel and the time frame and the monies and stuff. But hey, if I have stellar sales, yard sale season is just around the corner. At least here in Ohio, we got about another month, but usually first part of April stuff starts to really open up with yard sales. We get some warm days, but if I, start, well, I haven't even listed all my death pile from last year and such, and I've been doing that.
How is that even possible? That's why we crossed out reseller in the
Yes. Well, we're not the listing clickbait podcast. Maybe, hey, we could change the name to the non-listing, the not listing enough clickbait podcast.
1 out of 2 resellers ain't bad clickbait podcast. Because my death pile is gone. It's gone. It's
the reseller clickbait podcast and Ken. Gone. You are done with your wow.
My death pile is listed 100%. I am now getting into where when I buy stuff, I list it. Yeah.
See, I would love to get to that point. I haven't been outsourcing as much at the thrift stores and stuff. I just been going out to the garage and I bring in a tub, I bring in a box, and I sit down and I list
Look at
either
it,
I list what's in it,
take it back out
take,
to the garage.
yeah, when I need to clean up, like Jill came over yesterday, you know, it's like I need to clean this place up. And no, actually I organized it all in boxes and stuff. But we did go sourcing yesterday. That's what Joey came over and we just had a day. We went down to
we had a day.
we had like a date day. We went down to Columbus and went to some thrift stores
Nice.
along the way down in like Delaware and Columbus. And we bought some pretty cool items that have some value. We went to the IKEA. I needed a few more blue bags, you know, to carry all of my packages to the, I like to keep the blue bags, not only for like taking to the post office, but in the back of the car when I do go yard saling. And I just can pile everything in those bags and then bring them in easier.
That's what most of us do.
Yeah,
I
know.
probably have 9 of those bags. Sonia, I swear, we have like 9 of those bags. And thank you for taking the stuff to the post office, Sonia. I appreciate it. But
that didn't sound sincere, Jimmy, at all.
I really do. But then she'll be like,
imagine if you had to get.
Where's the IKEA bag? I'm like, I don't know. Are you leaving them when you drop off the mail? Or are you just leaving them there? Like, what's happening? We have
Which is why I bought more, for the extra convenience of having them where I can leave them in the car. Because every day when I get my mail ready, I have to go back out to the car and get the bag so I can have some in here.
Right.
And just kind of do that.
I'm going to a controversial topic and ask you this. Because it just went down here in Denver.
Okay.
Walmart doesn't have any plastic bags anymore. And stores started charging 10 cents per bag. Do you guys have that?
Okay. No, not around here yet.
So it just went down in Denver about at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
So Walmart, because of it, they just don't have any bags at all in any way, shape, or form anymore. You have to bring in your own bags.
Okay.
Reusable bags. And then every other store will charge you 10 cents per bag if you need a bag. Okay. So I will admit the IKEA bag goes with me into the thrift now. IKEA bag goes with me to the thrift on Wednesdays. And she's been using them for groceries and stuff. So I pick on her a little bit, but I know why they're being used for a lot of other things now, not just reselling. They're bringing in groceries.
They're multi-purpose bags now.
Yeah.
So now all the IKEA corporate is probably watching this, and they're going to raise the price of the bags because they were like 99 cents.
Yeah.
It's so now they're going to.
They're great for when that goes down. If it ever goes down in your town.
Yes.
They help out a lot.
Yeah, I've got a few different sizes and a few different styles, and
I have an eBay one. That's the popular one.
An eBay IKEA bag. The most popular one's that Kevin Commonwealth.
I don't even know what I did with that one.
They just
and I'm not even
with
joking.
A new style.
I have one, and I don't know where it's at. I haven't seen it since I went to the 127.
Did you leave it someplace, or did you? It's just there, and
well, if I would have left it there, I would have left it at the cabin. So I don't think I did.
Okay. Well, I want to see you try this again, Jimmy. Rather than thank you, Sonia, for taking the package. I want to hear like, hey, Sonia, I don't have to get up every morning. I appreciate you taking these packages.
Oh boy, here we go. Did she just message you right now?
Yeah, I a personal.
Hey, Sonia, DM. Thanks for taking the mail to the post office. There we go. I did it. What else are we talking about today?
Oh, well, I was saying how I'm not only motivated about all the stuff, but the yard sale season is coming up.
Yep.
And and hey, this is perfect. We were just talking about IKEA bags and yard sales and all that. And that
your game today.
This is a perfect segue, but it's not really a good segue if I announce it, is it?
Because then you know what I'm going to talk about.
Well, I know what you're going to talk about.
What am I going to talk about?
You're going to talk about bags and duffels and the topic that we were going to talk about, backpacks, was good items. Number one, good categories to list in, things that are kind of taken off for you, but also when the yard sale season kind of really hits and opens up, what are items that you're going to start to look for,
right?
Maybe focus a little bit more on, that's kind of out of your norm, what you normally wouldn't have looked for before, but because of maybe some recent finds or some recent sales, it's like, hey, I need to put my eyeballs a little bit closer to that.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with it for sure, is bags, backpacks and bags. And I'm not going to go for like designer women's like Michael Kors. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm still going to stay away from that, just because there's so many fakes out there. I mean, the fakes are out of control and that kind of stuff. But I've had some success recently selling like big, large duffel bags. Like I sold a large Patagonia bag, a large Orvis bag. Even like I just bought a Monster Energy drink backpack for $5 at the thrift, and it's gonna go for about 35, 40. Then vintage stuff. I bought a vintage Blues Clues backpack. And that's listed for $49.99. I paid again $5 for it. What are you laughing at? I don't.
The story would be too long, but I'll tell you later. So remind me.
Did you just figure out Blues Clues? Is that what happened?
No, remind me to tell you the Doug story later.
Doug story. All right.
The Doug story.
And so I'm going to start. It's moving to the top. I've always looked for bags and backpacks, certain brands, and the North Face always does well. Patagonia, Osprey. Well, I'm going to start focusing more and moving it to the top of my list when I scan a yard sale and when I'm looking it over. Bags are moving up the list, right up there with toys and video games and stuff that I normally look for, because they're flying off the shelf. Like this stuff, and they've always sold well for me. But like, I sold that Orvis bag for $400. It was like a bull hot or a bull leather bag.
Yeah.
I sold that Patagonia bag for $150. I sold a second Patagonia bag for $80. And the stuff and it's all flying off the shelf. Like it's not sitting for a long time. So I think it's a little bit of an underrated category, and I'm going to focus on it more because the stuff does really well.
Yeah. It's interesting when you and I were talking about that, because I've also listed some bags lately. I've sold some bags and backpacks, more branded stuff, like Marlboro or Camel. I recently sold, 2 bags like within days of listing them.
Yeah.
So you had talked about, you got that Monster Energy drink one.
By the way, those Monster are the things Energy drink, if you guys don't know, just about anything Red Bull or Monster Energy sells really well. Red Bull better than Monster, if you guys don't know that. Sorry, I did not know listening. Red Bull and Monster do really well. Red Bull does amazing. I've sold hats, everything Red Bull sells. So,
and it gives you wings.
Yeah.
So I've seen on commercials. So yeah, that is just interesting that kind of both of us separately, without having talking about it, had listed bags and found bags here recently, and that they're going well. Another one I would throw out that's good in that category is the vintage like airline bags, like say that like a stewardess would carry something like a TWA, or especially some of the airlines that are no longer around.
Makes sense.
Pan Am and some of that stuff, that old airline bags that are branded that way are good sellers for decent money.
Another thing that falls into that category that's done really well for me, and this is probably more commonly known, is video game travel cases, OEM, made by the company. I told Ken a story. I bought a Nintendo 64 at a yard sale, and it was in an authentic Nintendo 64 travel bag, and the bag sold for just as much as the console.
Yes.
And so, like, it's just crazy to me how, I see Nintendo 64 at a sale, and I'm like, oh, I gotta. but I never acted that way so much with the bag, but the bag is worth just as much. Like the bag is worth as much as the console. I sold a Nintendo GameCube backpack. That sold really well. So yeah, that's another thing that falls into that category that does really well. And so I'm gonna keep an eye out for all that stuff.
Recently sold one that was a Nintendo Wii bag, like a travel bag, had compartments for all the stuff. And I was telling you that story the other day. I had actually had it when I first got it comped. It wasn't worth that much. I tried to sell it on a yard sale twice. So that's over to like for $3. I put it up there. I didn't sell it. I kept it. I found it the other day in a box of yard sale stuff. And I listed it after I really investigated a little bit quicker, sold it in less than 24 hours for $49.99. I couldn't sell it twice for $3, and then I sold it for $50.
What he didn't tell you is he didn't tell you that he thought it was an exclamation M bag for the longest time. And then I had to tell him, just turn it over. Turn it over. And you'll see that it's actually a Nintendo Wii bag. You should sell it on eBay.
It's oh, that's a great story from when I used to work and we made yard sign, when I used to work in the printing industry, and we would do the yard signs, and they came with this wire, what was called a U stake. They came with U stakes, you know. It was like, well, I just drew it. It was like this. It looked like a big U. Okay.
I would have never guessed it looked like a U by the name.
Exactly. Well, we had this gal that worked for us, and she had placed an order, or somebody had placed an order for all of these signs with stakes, and all the stakes come in, and she's over there and she's like, oh no. She's like, what? I was like, what's wrong? She's like, they messed up this order. She said, they sent us all N stakes. And I'm like, what? And she's like, they're all N stakes. And I just like took one of the stakes and just turned it around.
He was messing with you, right?
Just to look at this girl was
look for the paper stretcher after that, right?
Yeah.
That's an old printing joke right there.
The old paper stretcher. But yeah, that was
yeah, so that old exclamation M bag
sold for $50 in like a day. All I had to do was turn it over and take the pictures, you know, the correct way. Because I kept thinking, how does the stuff stay in here? It's all going to fall out, you know. And lo and behold, all I had to do.
Oh shit! Yeah, so everybody, don't look for bags because I want them. I don't buy bags. I'm buying and selling bags. I don't want you to flood the market, so don't do it.
Yeah, we just flooded the market with our hints, tips, and suggestions. But see, that's what we do here at the Reseller Clickbait Podcast, Jimmy. We talk and we give, you know, good reseller hints and tips.
We're back to the reseller.
And
let me put it back.
Although, hey, you know, the Girl Scouts are mad at us, Jimmy.
I mean, I know why they're mad at us. Does everybody know why they're mad at us?
Probably not. Because they're mad at
about it. I saw either a post on Instagram or a video or something about it.
I saw it on the news, actually, on the TV news.
So do the late breaking news.
Late breaking news. Girl Scouts are mad at resellers.
Why are they mad at us?
No. Oh, well, because they put out a new line, a new flavor, raspberry cookies.
I gotta tell you, Girl Scouts are never mad at me. They see my fat butt walking in Walmart and they try to sell me all of them.
I got my Do-si-dos the other day, my Girl Scout Do-si-dos, and I only ordered one box, Jimmy, because when I get Girl Scout cookies, then I eat Girl Scout cookies. And like,
wait a second.
Well,
what the heck do you say? You trendsetter, you.
Transcender? I transcend everybody in my
you trendsetter. I sound like Sonia. I can't talk today.
See, here's the problem.
Buying cookies and eating them too?
Well, but when I get this right here, this is like one serving size right here.
Yes, for sure. No, for sure.
When I sit down, I have no control over myself. It's just like so what I do, I'll open this up right here and I'll eat like maybe like 2 cookies or 3, and I'll fold it back up and I stick it back in the box. And then like 2 minutes later, I should probably take them out in the kitchen rather than having them by my 2 minutes later, I got it back out. I'm opening it up. I'm eating like another 2 or 3, and then I wind it up and I put it back in. And then the next thing you know, I'm just sitting there with the rest of the package wide open on my lap, just eating them one right after another.
Confessions of a fat guy here. Confessions of a fat guy. When I have a sleeve like that, before I even eat the first cookie, I'm already thinking about how sad I'm going to be when I get down to the last. That's a fact, folks.
I don't want to eat them too fast. But you're probably not going to have any raspberry cookies unless you go on eBay.
Yeah, unless you're reselling your profits. Yeah.
Here's what here's what I don't understand. Okay, the Girl Scouts are telling people, "Hey, don't buy them off of eBay." But okay, so they offered them online. Okay, and they all got bought up online, and people are selling them for ungodly amounts of money.
Yep.
Because everybody else that couldn't get them kind of freaked out and said, "Oh no, I can't get the raspberry cookies. Let's spend $25 a box or $120 a case or whatever on them." But here's what I don't understand. Okay, the Girl Scouts of America, maybe somebody can correct my way of thinking. The Girl Scouts of America, they come up with this new cookie flavor.
Yep.
And they made a production run of this many cookies. And there was some budget meeting someplace. We have these cookies and we're gonna sell them all, and we're gonna have this amount of profits for our organization. Well, mission accomplished, right?
Yeah, you already sold them. Yeah.
They sold every one of them. What does it matter now?
To 2023. That's the way it is now. I mean, I don't know if you still can't walk into a store and buy a PlayStation 5. If you want a PlayStation 5, you're buying it from a reseller, right? Someone that's marked up the original retail price.
Yes.
That's how it is now. That's just how it is now. So something like that's hard to get. That's how it's going to be. And that people want. That's how it's going to be. Nike shoes are the same way.
So I just need to be on top of the game.
Did I just compare Girl Scout cookies to PlayStation 5 and Nike Jordan shoes?
And it was successful, spot on. It was a good comparison.
They should come out with a pair of Nikes that are Girl Scout shoes and PlayStation 5 mashup because of what I just said.
It's probably going to happen. We should watch, and then maybe we can get a corporate sponsor here for the show.
I'll take any of them. We're definitely not getting Girl Scouts.
No, because they don't like resellers.
Ken's bashing Girl Scouts over here. he's trashing them.
I'm
Girl Scouts.
I'm not. Hey, I'm gonna have a talk with our good friend, a friend of the show, Aaron Rebel Junk.
I'm sorry, Aaron. I don't hate
I was not bashing. I was just saying, I don't understand why the Girl Scouts of America would be upset with resellers because they sold
resellers. So I guess we're all right.
They sold all of their cookies.
Yeah,
their budget is fulfilled.
Why would you be mad that you sold out? Because you didn't sell them high enough? You wish you had them back and you marked them up the way everybody marked them up?
I had a theory, maybe a conspiracy theory.
You know how much I love conspiracy theories.
I just as much as you love motivational posters and material.
I love a cat hanging from a tree limb.
Hang in there, Jimmy.
Here we go. I'm going to get more messages about. I heard you don't like conspiracy theory.
Maybe the Girl Scouts of America themselves bought them up under another account, and they're the ones that are selling them and then creating the hype for the second run.
But they're telling people not to buy them.
Well, I know, but people were buying them anyway. Jimmy, you know with society.
Bad publicity is good publicity or whatever, or any publicity is good.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
you know how society is. Once you tell somebody that they can't have something or they're not going to get it, that's why people are paying $25.
I mean, that's
What
how my
are
new
Girl Scout
puppy
cookies?
is,
About
but I don't know about
$4, 4 or
society. Like
5 bucks.
Bean is that way. I don't know about
You tell him he can't
and
have
my
something, he
yeah,
immediately
and like
wants
when
it.
my kids were little, they were that way. But is that how society is? I
Yes,
don't know.
it
I don't
is.
pay
Jimmy,
attention
you should
enough.
get out more.
I should get out more. I have no
That's you know,
friends
okay, society is outside, Jimmy.
outside. I don't
It's
even.
not
I'm
in
not
the
even out
base.
of this basement. We've talked about that.
If you went to the post office every day, see, the post office is
If I,
in
if I went to
society.
the post, well, I've been told I'm off-putting when I'm out in the world, so I
You're
try not to go out there. Made a couple YouTube videos and been told that I'm
that
too. I damage people's stuff and I'm off-putting, so I
and
stopped
you're
going out into
off-putting.
society. Yeah.
Well, I haven't noticed it, Jimmy. I think, I
Well,
think you're on is on-putting a thing? I think you're putting me on is what you're doing. I think that's where we're going with
on
this.
pudding is that like something
It's
you would put
yeah.
on pudding? Like I don't know. Well, I mean, you've
I
been to
don't
yard sales with
oh,
me. Oh, well,
what do-
go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah.
No,
What do you wait, whose turn is it?
yours.
Oh wait. No, I was gonna you said something about what do you put on pudding?
On pudding. I don't know. You said on pudding. You're
You
the one
put
that
whipped
brought up
cream
on.
on pudding? I thought
Yes.
you said that's what you put on your pudding. What do you put?
What?
I don't
I don't
know.
like pudding actually, so
Okay. What
I
you don't like
I'm a
pudding.
favorite. I don't like
What don't you like about is it a
the
texture thing or you just
texture
don't like the
for sure. Texture.
texture of pudding?
Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
a fan of. Now but if you take Cool Whip and mix it in the pudding and it becomes like fluffy,
Okay.
then it's edible for me.
Okay.
Like, have you ever had like that pistachio salad that they put Cool Whip in
I
it?
hate that stuff.
Oh my god! All right, well, the show
With
is officially ended now. And Dan
You
the
mean
Answer
like
Man, I know you don't like it either, so put it in the comments.
the pistachio with like the nuts they put like they have
And
the like nuts and it's like
pineapple
that
and
green
marshmallow,
no.
love it,
One of my family
love it.
members used to bring that to every like
And that was
family outing
well,
when it was like a
that
potluck thing.
your best family member right there.
No.
No.
And then they
Dan,
bring
cue Dan the Answer Man because he hates it too.
there
In
you
the
go.
comments below, he wrote it right there.
I'm team Dan. Although Dan is not Dan is an iPhone guy. We had that whole thing last week
Yeah,
about
sounds about right.
iPhones.
iPhones and not liking pistachio pudding.
That's not like well, I could
That
see
goes hand in hand, basically, is what I'm saying.
it's a character trait,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Most iPhone
Sure.
users are not fans of the pistachio
Right.
whipped cream pineapple
Are messing up.
dessert.
Come on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I have no clue what the hell we're talking about.
Me either. Let me tell a funny story about when I almost died.
Ooh,
Didn't I bring that up?
no. This
I didn't
sounds
bring it up on the
hilarious though.
podcast.
Jimmy almost died.
But I wanted to I wanted to tell you about the story because we were talking
Okay.
about previous careers and jobs and stuff, and it got me thinking about. And there's people that listen to this podcast and I
Yes.
know this story because they watched way back in the day when I used to do a live called the Mile High Treasure Hunters or something like that.
I would see I wasn't around for preschool. For preschool Jimmy. I've only been
This is
around for
before I
old
knew how
school
to.
Jimmy.
This is before I really knew how to be a reseller, so I just told bad stories instead. So it's story time.
Wait.
What?
This was
It's story time. That is the most depressing image in my head going.
what has changed, Jimmy? You're still telling
I'm still telling bad stories. Okay, well then let me.
Jimmy's chicken neck in there. Okay, wait. you were getting ready to tell some hilarious story about when you almost died.
Yeah, that sounds hilarious off the bat. You're right. So, when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
I'll try not to make it too long. When I was 16, I got a job working with one of my cousins in construction. He didn't own the company, but he was high up in the company. He got me hired on to work with this construction company. and it was so ghetto. It's the most ghetto thing I've ever done.
Okay.
Like, there's so many stories I could tell. Like, I was working with this one group, the husband and wife group that went out and did work, whatever they said. Like, it wasn't the actual building, or it was like cleaning, or just when they tear the stuff down, demolition and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so
janitorial, not construction.
No, there's a demolition and construction. Demolition and
gotcha.
cleanup is definitely a part of it.
Gotcha.
Just real quick, this couple that I would go out with, like these total rocker stoner, like total drug using rockers. I'm not even exaggerating.
Okay.
And first time one of the first times I went out with them, we're cleaning up this refrigerator in a restaurant that had caught on fire.
Okay.
And so we had to clean out all the stuff so they could rebuild the back room, and we had to clean out the refrigerator, and we were using ammonia.
Okay.
And the guy opens the guy that I'm working with on the team opens the bottle of ammonia and goes,
boom,
and just out. Ambulance called, everything. Like, the guy almost died. That's true. I
took a big whiff of the okay.
All in one motion. He just went, and I witnessed this happen. Like, he just went boom straight over, and his wife is screaming and stuff. And so ambulance took him out of there. Months later, he's back working again, and I'm riding with them down the highway to another job site, and we get pulled over. And I'm 16. I don't have a car. I'm just riding with them. And so next thing you know, there they go off in cuffs. They're being put in the back of the squad car. We're on the side of the highway, like busy highway. There they go, off in a cop car, and I'm just standing there on the side of the highway with their truck, and I'm like, another cop comes up a little bit later, and he goes, like seconds later, do you have a license? Can you get this out of here? And I was like, no, I don't have a driver's license. And they're like, all right, well, we'll take you to the off-ramp. And so they took me to the off-ramp and let me out of the cop car and just let me, I had to walk to a payphone and call my mom. And so that happened with that company. But here's when I almost died. So here I am again, 16 years old. I've never done construction. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just on the demo crew. They give me a broom, a dustpan, and a bunch of trash bags. Go in that attic up there and clean out all the insulation from the attic.
Okay.
And we're in Arizona, 100 degrees outside, 500 degrees in the attic. And I'm in there sweeping up insulation and putting it in the bags. And there's no floor. I'm balancing on 2x4s in this attic. The downstairs of the house is cleared out. Like, there's nothing in the house. It's like no appliances, completely cleared out. As I'm walking along these 2x4s, I literally, like on Home Alone, when the foot goes onto the nail. Walking on these 2x4s, and I just boom, step onto a nail, and it goes right up into my foot. And I'm doing this. I'm like balancing on a 2x4 with a nail in my foot, a broom in my hand, and I'm just like, and I lose my balance because I got a nail in my foot, and when I fell, the nail went like this. And I fell through the roof, through the ceiling, and landed on the kitchen counter. And after I landed on the kitchen counter, my bottom half landed on the kitchen counter, and then my top half fell into where the oven used to be. There was no oven, and I fell down in the hole where the oven used to be. And I'm laying there, and the owner of the house is just looking at me like, what just happened? And I'm just like, I was like Jim Carrey. And like, that's how I almost died. That was a really long story. But that's how I almost died.
It was. I had to have a cookie for nourishment to keep me, me sustained during that.
Shut me up if you want, but
no, it was a great. I'm visualizing. We should, what we should get? We should get like a class of kindergartners to like to like listen to this story and then draw it. Like
that's a great. Actually, anybody listening, draw this story. You remember Rev Resale and Nikki T?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nikki T gave me the nickname Sunroof from that. That's how long ago that story is. I've told that story. Yeah, and I would love to Cajun see. Called me Sunroof a couple times. Cajun, he knows that story too. Yeah, that's a true story. That was my first job, and I almost died.
First job in construction, and you felt I never almost died on a job. I've only had a few jobs in my whole life, Jimmy. Yeah, right. I've had well, counting reselling, I've had 3 jobs.
I don't do math, but the amount of jobs I've had is uncountable. Like you just can't even count that high.
I was
pretty bad. Pretty bad.
I worked at the grocery store. I worked at an engineering firm. And then I went to my past job and I was there for like 32 years.
32 years.
And now I do this. So
the longest I worked for one company was 8 years. I was printing also though. That was the company I worked the longest for. I was a mechanic for more years, but I switched companies a couple.
I would love to see the artistic ability of our listeners.
Yep.
So
put it on Instagram and tag me or Ken in it.
Yes. And draw Jimmy's death-defying. I'd say it's death-defying. You were like the evil Knievel of construction demolition.
Like, so how are you feeling? Like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. What do you mean you're done? I was like, I quit. And I'm never doing this again. And I went to the side of the curb and my cousin called my mom.
And
and she came and got me. I was like, I'm never doing that again. Like maybe I was a big wimp at 16, whatever. I don't care. I was like, you put a 16-year-old in a 120-degree attic, cleaning up, no clue what he's doing. And then he felt, I'm done.
Every time you've had these work-related experiences, it's always like somebody had to call your mother. So I need you to
16, man.
I need you to let me know if you're unable to find this Ozzy Osbourne record tonight. We'll call your mother and she can come and look around in the basement. I have a feeling, Jimmy, because I'm always a positive guy, even with that. Jimmy's starting to throw rocks at me right now.
We're using the positivity of the mamas and the papas. Well, that's actually.
Yeah.
I hope they don't mind that, mom. You know how you want to say boss mix?
Yeah. It's
my brain wants to say mamas and the papas. Even though I know
I get their.
Go check them out, guys. Grams and Pops. What
vintage.
Vintage.
Grams and Pops Vintage
on YouTube right here. Go check out their channel. They listen to the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Go check them out.
Yes, for sure. They are fun folks, and I'm looking forward to meeting them and a whole bunch of other people at all of the different. And I'm sure I'll be talking about that on every single show, Jimmy, because I'm excited. I'm excited about it. I want to go. I'm motivated. See?
This Thursday on the live.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Which live is that, Jimmy?
Name drop.
Which live is that?
The one that John Cincinnati Picker watches.
Oh, that you mean Ken versus 10?
Ken versus
10 at 11 a.m. Eastern time on the SSKPromo channel?
That's the one.
Yeah, we'll give that guy a shout out. Go check him out. SSKPromo on
do it, folks.
And we want to see that artwork. Okay, I think we've lost it now, Jimmy. At this point, I got another box and a half of cookies to eat yet before the end of the evening, and
I'm not going to get to eat cookies for a long time. It's sad,
but eventually, I will. You can eat cookies vicariously through me, Jimmy. I will send you a picture every time I'm sitting and eating.
It's not going to work for me. It's not going to work for me.
Oh. Okay. All right. We'll see you next time on the Reseller Clickbait Podcast.